Hey, Camp Bees Kneesers, Christy here at Lily Springs, and I'm just going to show you a quick video on my final check of hives and what to look for and what to be thinking about in the last couple weeks of September. So, this is one of our splits that we did in May, end of May, and it actually ended up swarming on me because we had such a strong late summer flow. But one thing that I noticed right away is that the outside frame is really light. There's only a little bit of honey on the top here, and then the cells have some pollen, but a lot of them are pretty empty. And that's just the outside frame. So what I'm looking for, and I'm going to do this kind of quick because the weather, it's 60 degrees and cloudy, and robbing has become a problem, especially after that cold snap of the last couple days. So in looking down in here, I'd say the population is fine. There are bees covering all the frames, but I do want to double check that we have a queen that successfully mated going into winter. And just to go, I wouldn't normally do this time of year, but just to show you going frame by frame and telling you what I see. Again, this frame is got honey on the top, but cells below are empty. This colony will need to be fed in order to make it through the winter. A lot of bees, they are eating through their honey at the moment, and this is part of the problem with a late season swarm. And observing, I'm looking in here, again a lot of empty cells, but now I'm looking for the queen and eggs. Have not seen her or evidence of her yet. Oh, never mind, there's eggs in here, so that's good. We do have a queen, and because they swarmed, we have a young, healthy queen. And let's just see how long she's been laying. The next frame is all eggs, with some of it turning into larvae. And don't see her quite yet. And this queen will not be marked because the old queen left when they swarmed. And here's the new queen. So I'll see if I can bring this up here and whether or not you can spot her on the comb. Okay? And she's a new queen, so she's running around a bit crazy. And I'm going to go ahead and give her a mark. Here she is. Okay. Once again, I'll show you how I do this. Got her by her carefully, very carefully by her legs. Getting out my marking pen and my cage. Just gonna put a little mark on her back here and let it dry off a little bit. So here she is. Keep her warm, I'll put her on top of the hive. So I'm gonna finish my inspection. Now that we have the queen, she's marked. Just want to see how much brood is in here. So she's only laid on a couple frames, about 3, but we still have probably a couple more weeks before she stops laying. Because it's September 11th today. The weather is supposed to warm up. and hopefully they'll get a little more fall nectar. I can show you, if I turn this around, you can see all that yellow is goldenrod. When the weather warms up, it should produce a little more nectar and hopefully some pollen. But in preparing for winter, this will be the last time I go inside this colony. I'm not going to do a mite check because they swarmed and had a very long brood break, and I don't think it's necessary. But every hive in this yard, I've already checked for mites and treated some of them because our thresholds were met. Remember, if you find 9 per 300 mites to bees, then you're going to have to do something about it. So I'm going to put my queen back in. The bees are getting a little agitated because it's cold. There she goes. And I'm going to put this super back on top. The super is about medium heavy, not enough weight in my opinion. And so in order to feed, what I will do is turn my inner cover upside down, and I will come back with 2 buckets and put them so that the buckets are upside down with the holes in the bucket facing the holes on the inner cover. And then I will put an extra deep empty on top, and picture the buckets are in here upside down, and then you put your cover on top, and that's how you feed bees. So I will mark on my notes that I need to bring this particular colony some food, and I'll probably end up feeding it probably 2 to 3 gallons of 2-to-1 sugar syrup. And that feeding them now will give them time to take it down, cure it, and store it for winter. And really that's all we're gonna do. And another way to determine whether your hive needs to be fed is you can just simply lift the back end like this, or get a scale and strap everything together and tilt it on its side on the scale, and it'll tell you how much it weighs. But if it's really easy for you, like this isn't terribly hard for me to do, to pick up the back of the hive, then you probably need to feed. Very scientific, I know. Anyway, so that's really all that's involved. I checked, we had a young healthy queen. I noticed that a lot of the frames on the outside were pretty light on stores, and remember, you want the honey to surround that brood nest in the middle. But I think that this colony, if we bring it up to weight with our 2-to-1 sugar syrup, we'll be just fine making it through the winter. Thank you. We'll talk soon. Bye.